Welcome to Maverick Minds, a podcast supported by Lone Star College-Montgomery and Comcast, where we explore ideas that shape our future. Today we are sitting down with the president of the Book and Society to talk about how to get involved, what the club is all about, and what it's like leading a community built around a shared love of reading. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Maverick Minds. Thank you for tuning in for a new episode. Today, I have a very special guest with me, Mariana Jimenez, also a good friend of mine. And we're going to be interviewing, we're going to be talking about the book club. She's the president of the book club. Mariana, can you tell our listeners a little about yourself? What do you do? What's your major? And what's your role here at Lone Star College?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here. And hello, everybody. So my name is Mariana. I'm a student here at Lone Star. I am majoring in psychology.
Nice.
And I am also the president of the Book and Society, which is the book club here at Lone Star.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit about myself. I think I would basically describe myself as someone multi-passionate. I love doing everything. I am a track athlete. I love creating art. I also love science. And obviously, I love reading too. So, yeah, we created, me and my vice president, the Book and Society just a few months ago. So it's a very new club.
Nice.
And we've been very happy with it.
I'm very glad. I've seen you all around campus. I think you're very active. You're not only part of the book club, right? I think you're part of the student government too.
Yes, I am also the PR officer of the Student Government Association.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see Mariana is pretty active student. So that's great. That's really awesome. So I have a couple questions for you, and we're going to go through them, all right? So starting with our very first question, what makes the book club at Lone Star College-Montgomery different from just reading on your own? Because some students may be like, why would I have to go to the club if I could read my own, right? I know you guys have some awesome activities, but if you could explain our listeners what makes the book club different.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think the main thing that makes the book club different is sharing your experience reading and taking in other people's experience reading, because really we do read on our own. You know, you take the book, let's say, for homework to read on your own.
Oh, nice.
And then you come back to the club to share what you thought, answer some discussion questions. And, you know,
Awesome.
we also do lots of different things. We play games, we play trivia, we color, we do all sorts of things just to make it more exciting, because the point of the club is to make it relaxed, not reading in an academic way.
It's part of community, right? Like create community, go there, share your thoughts, of course. And can you explain a little to our listeners, what do you guys do with the books? I heard you guys give some books for free. Is that some of like your own books? Is it books that Lone Star provides? How does that work?
Yes, so we do give books for free, which is something that a lot of people like. I mean,
Yes.
I like it too.
Who doesn't like free things, right?
Exactly, yeah. And we also have some very beautiful copies. So, yeah, we do give out the book we're reading for free. This month, it was The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde,
Oh, nice.
which is a great classic. And we got the books from Lone Star. Well, we have a budget, and we used it to buy books for all the members.
Oh, wow.
At first, we advertised it to that the first 10 members to sign up would get a free copy. But then, as you said, our book club really was about building community. And I think that's one of our biggest, you know, goals, to kind of create a space where everybody can feel safe and also make friends, you know, like
Sure.
if we know each other and it's more relaxed, it's a lot easier just to share your like thoughts, you know, controversial opinions, you
Of
know,
course.
random thoughts. And yeah, so we gave out the books to everyone, and I think that really kind of what drew people in, but we were really surprised they stayed after. So I think they also really liked our activities.
Awesome. That sounds like a really cool plan to be part of. And what kind of books do you guys read on like the book club? Is it any type of specific genre, or is it mixed, or it depends on what the people want, or how do you manage that?
Well, as I said, our book club is fairly young. it just started this February.
Mm-hmm.
So we have only read one book.
Oh, okay. So everyone reads the same book.
Yes.
Oh,
So
okay.
what we do is that we kind of give a certain book for each month, but because this was a very short run this semester, we only have one book, and we kind of do different activities when we finish the book.
Nice.
But we mainly focus on fiction.
Fiction.
Yes, and we choose our books kind of in a thematic way, because we want the experience to be like you yourself getting immersed in the book and the story, you know? So we'd only give the book, which in this case is a Gothic Victorian era book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we kind of matched the whole theme of the book club to the Gothic era. So we have like snacks that would only be served like, you know, English tea parties. We have tea, we have scones, we have, you know, fruit with cheese, kind of things that connect everything. We also we do our own designs. Our vice president is a great designer, and
She's a graphic designer,
yes,
right?
she is. She's a graphic designer major, and she does all the designs herself, and she also focuses on, you know, what we're reading and applies that to the design. And we even, like, last meeting, we gave out everybody little postcards and bookmarks designed by us, just so they can remember, you know, our first book and our first, you know, semester as an active club.
Wow, those are great. Like, yeah, I've seen Nisa, right?
Yes.
That's the vice president. I've seen Nisa's work around campus, and you can really tell the difference between, like, we would say a regular club poster and your guys' poster, because it's very, I don't know, you can really tell what's the word for this? Llamativo.
Yeah, like eye-catching.
It's very eye-catching, right? Like,
Yes.
those posters are really eye-catching, so congratulations on that. That's really awesome.
Thank you. Actually, that was also kind of one of our goals, to really infuse the club with personality, you know? Not only something that we just do with, you know, like, it just becomes a routine, something that's very exciting and that we can pour ourselves into, you know? And I feel like, coming back to the points we made before, that's also why we focus on fiction. I feel like sometimes fiction kind of really it's really grounded in reality and people's experience, but it also brings out, you know, a specific personality that the author decided to infuse the book with, or a certain genre, you know, and we kind of like to bring that and include that in the whole dynamic.
Yeah, like, I guess it really makes you think, imagine, and when it comes to discussion, everyone has like different opinions, and I think that's community, right? That creates community. That creates also your way of speaking, I would guess. You can express yourself. You can talk a little of what's your opinion, another perspective from another student, from another opinion. So I think that's absolutely great. And for someone that has not read a book for a long time, would you suggest coming to the book club?
Yes, absolutely. This book club is for everybody. We have many different types of readers, and even people that do not even consider themselves as readers. Yes, the vice president and me, we love reading, and we've read our whole lives, and we're kind of like those people that just love to like nitpick and overanalyze everything.
Oh, wow.
Yes, but we have members that have come in and said, like, I haven't read a book in years. I just like the poster, or my friend literally dragged me here. And the next meeting they come and they said, like, I already read 10 chapters. I loved it. I want to talk about it.
Oh, wow.
And I think we really also welcome those types of people, because they bring a very different perspective than like we have, right?
Absolutely.
And that other members have. And we also really try to include and make feel welcome people who haven't read the book, or decided they didn't want to read it, but they just want to give their own opinion or just want to listen. Everybody really is welcome. I think the coolest part of the club is how everybody has their own perspective and opinion and their own way of reading, you know? Some people like to read online, some people like to read the physical book, a lot of people in this case, this last book, they like to listen to it in an audiobook, which is also more productive. Let's say you can hear while you do something else. So I think, all readers are welcome, and even if you don't consider yourself a reader, you're also welcome to participate. Just listen, or take our snacks, because we also have the best snacks in town.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Looks like a really cool club to be part of. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So reading is something very important that not many people well, a lot of people do, but not many people are very aware of, like, the importance. For example, reading a book can lead you to read new types of things that you enjoy, or that you're passionate about, or discover new things. How important do you think reading is in the life of a person?
Well, I think that reading is fundamental in life. Basically, why I love reading, and I'm gonna get a little personal, but I love reading because I love experiencing different lives that I would have never known in another way,
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And that's also why I'm studying psychology, So some of the things I like kind of blend into each other.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think reading is an elemental part of life, because I think sharing stories and hearing other people's stories is super important. I don't know if anyone knows the very famous writer James Baldwin, but he has a quote that he says that you think that your suffering isolates you and that no one has ever experienced it before, and then you read, and then you see that other people had lived through that, and that what connects you to the whole world and people that have lived and will live is those things, So I think books are one of the most important things we have, because that's how we share and connect through our life experiences.
Absolutely. And has being part of the book club improved your focus, grades, or even how you think? I think that aligns with what we just talked.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has improved many things for me.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely has improved my experience at Lone Star. I think it has made it a lot more enjoyable. I mean, it really is a lot of work, just reading the book and creating the club and, all of that, but it just makes it enjoyable, So also sharing it with all our members, and I feel like we've really, like, even become friends. And yeah, I think it also has improved definitely the way I think, and having more of an open mind and considering different perspectives that I would have not considered before. And I think that makes me, I think it really enriches my experience in life at Lone Star.
Have you ever had a discussion on the group where everyone had different opinions? Like, no one was had the same opinion. They were all, like, mixed opinions. And how did that look like?
Yes, we definitely have very mixed opinions in general. We always have mixed opinions, Yeah, so basically, like, our last meeting was kind of like that, because we finished our book, our month's book. And, if you've ever read anything of the Gothic genre, it's about exploring the psychological, kind of horrors of people, kind of like, is human nature, like, bad, like, kind of exploring that. So it really gives you a lot of things to think about, And our last meeting, people were like, well, I thought this part, like, the ending was super anticlimactic, and other people were like, well, I thought the whole book was foreshadowing just to this moment, so it was super obvious. And some people were like, well, I thought that this other moment was the actual climax, Like, everybody always has different opinions. And I think, that really is the best part. And I think that's also why we chose this book, because first of all, it's super short. So we really recommend if you want to read it. But also,
How many pages?
It's 20 chapters, so around, like, 200 pages.
All right.
Yeah, so we read it in 1 month, like 5 chapters each meeting, which we meet every week.
What would you say to someone that thinks that, why would I read a book if I can, like, watch the movie? I know those are completely different, but how would you tell in your own words to someone that thinks that way?
So we do both, because I think a movie based on a book, it's obviously an adaptation. And what I like about it is, which many people don't, but I do like, that they're different from the book, It really is an adaptation. It's its own thing.
Like
separate
an
from the book.
interpretation, right?
Yes, an interpretation of another person, and another group of people. So I think if you like watching movies, then maybe you might really like reading books, because they have a lot of different details and perspectives and themes that maybe the movie doesn't. And really, it's kind of like if you were you're the director of the story. You know, you can imagine it however you want. Like,
Exactly.
also in the book we're reading, a lot of it's really described how the main character Dorian Gray is very beautiful, and we're all discussing how we imagined how he looked like. You know, when we all have different perspectives of how he
Of
looks
course.
like. You know, so it's really you creating your own story based on what you're given in the text. So I think if you like movies, you might really like reading too.
Absolutely, you're exercising your creativity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you read a book, you need to think on how the woman looks like, or the subject, the principal subject there, and it really makes you think and make you have different like opinions, perspective. And I think that's really cool because not everyone's gonna think that person like the same way, right?
Yeah.
Some people may think, I don't know, different opinions, and I think that's great. Another question. You've been part of some clubs. Like I know
Mm-hmm.
you've visited like ISO, and now you're the president of the book club.
Mm-hmm.
You're an active member also in student government. And what would you tell to someone that has not joined the club yet? How would you encourage them and tell them that the importance of being in a club?
Mm-hmm. Well, I love clubs. I have always been in clubs my whole life,
Yeah.
my whole school life.
All right.
And if you have never joined a club, I would really recommend you to look for something you like and find a club that aligns with that, because it really enhances your experience at the school you're at, you know? Like you can apply anything you like to meeting new people in a club, to getting something out of it, you know? So at first when I arrived here, I was kind of scared, you know, I didn't really know how clubs worked. I
Yeah.
saw the posters, but I was like, do I just need to show up? Like, what do I do? And yeah, like basically you just show up to any club you like. I would recommend the Book and Society. But yeah, I think you should definitely join any club of anything you like. And I think I have experienced a lot of different clubs, and I love going to all of them. And I think what we did here at the book club was to take everything we liked about each club and try to enhance it in one.
Mhm.
You know, like if I went to a club and thought, well, I think people don't really know each other, like in this club. In our club, we try to everybody says their name each meeting. Well, I repeat everybody's name each meeting so everybody can know each other's name. We kind of related to books too. Like everybody says, like if there were a book character, who would they be?
Oh, nice.
Yes, kind of things like that. And yeah, so I think clubs really, really, really enhance like school life, right?
Absolutely. I met a lot of my friends on the clubs, like on ISO, on different clubs. Right now, I also try to go to the chess club. They just had
Yes.
like a tournament. We also gonna live. We have the video when this releases. We were already gonna have the video of the podcast with the chess club president. If you want to check it out. So yeah, being part of a club, I think is really important, and for someone that may be struggling to like get to know new friends or trying to get into the college life a little, join clubs. We have more than 20 clubs right on all the campus, clubs of everything. You can join the book club right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so has joining a club for you helped you make friends, for example?
Oh, yes, totally. I think I made my first friends, you know, at clubs. And, you know, I also met even some teachers at some clubs, you know,
Oh,
about
nice.
some topics I'm interested, or just, you know, maybe I like what they're saying and I go up to them and ask, you know, I have met a lot of very cool people at clubs. And even when we first started the book clubs, we weren't even sure if we're going to have people come in. So it was really cool because our friends from other clubs came to our club just to support us. You know, maybe some of them were like, I don't like to read. I'm not going to read. I'm just here for moral support, you know?
Nice.
So yeah, it was really cool. So, you know, maybe if you join a club and you want to create your own club, you can. And
Absolutely.
maybe your friends from other clubs will show up to help you, which is, I think it it creates community, you know?
Absolutely.
And community is about helping each other, even when you're not interested in books, like in our case, some of our friends. But yeah, in the end, helping each other and, you know, having people that will support you and you can lean on. And I think, yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing that they came to our club and as we go to their clubs. So yeah, I would definitely recommend going to clubs, creating your own clubs, everything.
Absolutely. So if you guys have any idea about anything, for example, I'm into the AI creative space. I've been thinking for a while to create like an AI club, for example. You're always more than welcome. Anyone can open their own clubs or join more than 20 clubs that we have on campus. So yeah, thank you, Mariana. Thank you for coming. I think this was a great interview. If you could tell any last words to our audience about the book club, like any last invitation for them.
Yeah, we would love to have you to discuss with you, to share snacks and gifts with you and ideas.
Yeah.
So we would love to see everyone there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mariana, again. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening to our episode. We're going to be having new episodes every single week. So see you on the next episode. Bye bye.